Now, after a point of time, there comes this question of should I be, or more often, probably, why should I be kind or nice to others? In the Western world, we're often thinking about karma and the modern westernized take on karma of if you do something bad to someone or something, you will get the equivalent of that back upon yourself at some point in time. Now, this isn't what I'm thinking about or talking about or buying into for this idea that I'm presenting of why to be kind to others. Now, if we think about our existence as a point of view from which we are seeing ourselves, meaning the thing that we really are is sort of in a dream. And what we're dreaming is the life that we feel that we are experiencing right now. This is the idea from which I'm going to approach this question about should we be kind to others or why should we be kind to others. Now, if we think that each of these different existences that we experience in the world, ourselves, our friends, our family, our pets, insects that we come across, all of these things are different dreams that are being had in order to, for one, have an interesting experience, have a different experience, and two, in order to be able to experience oneself. Now, from that frame of reference, being kind to others starts to make perfect sense. If that's the framework from which I'm working, then it's logical to deduce that down the road, or maybe even this has already happened, I'm going to be on the other side of the equation. Meaning, if I'm having an argument with my partner, then at some point, I'm going to be dreaming existence from my partner's perspective. And I'm then going to be having exactly what I'm putting on them right now coming at me in that moment. And so, yes, there's of course the possibility that that has already happened and that I've already dreamt that existence and that that's already been an experience that I've had. But we don't know, and that's part of the game, right? That's part of the enjoyment, the playfulness of having this drama, is that we don't know where we've been, what we've done before. We just know what's happening now. And so in that way, that's one reason to be kind, or to at least have a deference toward kindness toward others, is because you may be on the other end of that. You may be on the receiving end of that sometime in the future. It could be millennia in the future, but regardless, it may come back to you in that way at some point. So it's not coming back to you as yourself today. It's coming to you as truly the recipient of exactly, precisely what you're doing in this moment. One way that we can sort of think of our capabilities here in terms of living this existence, which is a dream that's being had in order to have fun and be playful and have some experience. And fun doesn't necessarily just mean enjoyment, right? Fun can mean the same reason that you watch a horror film or a thriller or an action film and you think that's fun. It's because it gets your heart rate going. It's because it sort of gives you something different, something out of the ordinary to experience. So if this is that, then it becomes very obvious why to constantly try to remember to be gentle and kind to the things and the people around you. It's because you're going to be on the receiving end of that in a very real way, not a sort of ethereal way, not sort of a tertiary way in which westernized modern day karma is presented as something bad will come back to you. But literally, the thing that you are doing to someone else, you may be experiencing from that person's perspective at some point in the future. And so, in this sort of framework, being kind, being gentle, sort of starts to take on a whole different concept and meaning, and provides an opportunity for you to write a bit of a softer, kinder, nicer future for another dream at another time that you'll be having. Another reason, the other most obvious reason, if we're in this framework of why you would be kind to others, is because all they are doing, all that other person is doing, even if they're annoying you, even if you think that they're a moron, is they are having that unique experience. You're having your own unique experience, and if they were exactly like you, there would be no reason for them to exist, because the dreamer who has dreamt them into existence in order to experience something, it doesn't need a redundant experience. It's already having that through you. So, of course, they are something different. They are something other than, because that is a different and unique and particular experience to that person at that time and at that place to be had. Now, maybe there's a duplicate of that person who has their same sort of hardwiring and preferences and tendencies and whatnot, who's going to also exist in the year 3200. Well, just by nature of that person with that particular personality landing so far in the future in a different time and place, they're going to have a particularly unique and different experience in that moment as well. So here's where you see that there's this infinite number of opportunities for this dreamer to have unique dreams of existence and experience the playfulness of the universe in many, many different ways. So those are my two takeaways from this framework and being kind to others. One, it's important that future experiences that the dreamer, that is you, will experience, you will want to have a kinder, gentler version of that existence, and you have the opportunity to influence that right now. And secondarily, even if someone is annoying, seems sophomoric or an imbecile or mean or nasty to you, the reason to be kind to them is to simply say, you know what? They're having their own unique experience, and they're doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing. Now, I will sort of say, though, which is kind of a double-edged sword, if you were to rail against them, that may be the particularly unique response that you should be having as well, in order to have the dream that you're in. So there's a balance to be had here. It's very Taoist in contemplation. This idea of there's an equivalency across both sides of the coin. So something to play with, something to think about as you maybe are making an effort to try to be more kind or more gentle or more understanding toward others, or even just figure out where you land. No, I shouldn't be, and here's why. I'm having my own unique experience, and it's going to be this. Or yes, I should be, because I want to have that kindness coming back to me at some point. And I can appreciate that person, though they are doing something that I don't appreciate, is simply having their own very unique, very different from me experience. And that is the whole point.